Okay, we are live. So, today we are gonna do Yunli story quest. Let's see, where do I have to go? So I'm in the Arun Valley, right? That's why I need to go here. I heard this one is a little bit dull, but I don't know. I'm gonna be the judge to that, right? Oh, I'm sorry. My phone is... I'm receiving a lot of notifications. Hope you didn't hear that. So let's talk with Yunli.
Ah, there you are. I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found.
Maybe March is actually training?
Forget it. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off.
So this takes place while March is during her training arc. I see.
Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me.
Where is Yanqing? Is he gonna be part of this quest or not?
So, I can understand where she's coming from.
Hopefully, because they have very hilarious and cute interactions with each other. So then can you go... Looks like she learned it from her master.
Don't make excuses for her. Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food. I'm more interested in you today.
Me? Interested in what?
Let's walk and talk.
Sure, let's talk.
Chad told me there's tasty food in Aru Valley. Let's go there.
Now, as you can see here, I've prepared the follow-up attack team because I'm sure at some point we are gonna replace Clara with Yunli during this quest, right?
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
The entire menu?
Do you think it'll be enough?
She's worried she won't be able to finish it all.
Oh, don't worry. There are 2 of us.
She's definitely a glutton, right?
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Thank you.
Okay, until now nothing interesting happened. Let me see. Are you sure we don't need to look for March? Do you usually eat a lot? Sure, let's find more about her.
Yeah. I mean, not too much, actually. Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, how big is your appetite?
I don't eat much. That's a lie.
Oh. Then we can bring the leftovers to Grandpa.
Let's go with this one.
I've thought about it. She deserves a day off.
Nothing interesting to say? I see. Did you just say you're interested in me?
Well, to be more precise, I'm interested in your sword.
My sword? What do you mean my sword? I have a bat.
Yanqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape.
Oh, she doesn't know. I see.
So, I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and...
It's not a sword, it's a baseball bat.
Seriously? A bat?
Man, she's disappointed. Are you disappointed? Yes.
The opposite. This is fascinating.
Okay, that was a surprise. You place your beloved bat, your most trusted companion, perhaps second only to the likes of March, Danhang, Velt, Himeko, and Pompom, before Yunlin's
It really
gaze.
is a baseball bat.
Yes, it was given to me by Kafka, maybe? I actually don't know. Wait. What's the origin of this bat?
Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be bat is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits and nature, you know?
Sure. I do wonder if Blade is gonna make an appearance during this quest. Because he's Yunlin's uncle, right?
Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes. Am I right?
Spot on. Have you been secretly filming me?
Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly like, rules are made to be broken.
Okay, so you have some info from March, right?
I've come across so many sword wielders who acted all righteous and moral, but were really just liars. Their swords always told the truth, though. They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything. I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down. Yes.
Okay,
Only
I
for
pressed
those
too
who cross
fast.
the line.
What did she say?
Melting their swords
What was the
is
option?
my way of protecting those weapons. But just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving, but in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Sadly, no. Only your disciple. March 7 is gonna represent the Astor crew.
Miss Yunli, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself.
Huh? Who's this? I recognize the voice. Let me guess. I don't know. Who's this? Okay, let's move on.
But for people like her who have already
Okay, just
contributions
NPC.
to Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage. It has been a while, Miss Nameless.
Who are you? Are you the one with the birds courier? The owner of that business? Or are you Yukong's daughter?
And you are?
See? What was I asking?
I suppose busy people have short memories. Please let me introduce myself. I'm Xikui, one of the secretaries serving the Helm Master Yukong.
So none. You're so unremarkable that I forgot about you. I see.
I apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Are you hosting any guests, Miss? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yes, with the war dance approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Paavo here is one of them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala.
Kalevala? What was Aventurin's planet? The one that he was born on? Not Kalevala, right? Something with... No, no, I remember. His name was Kakawasha. That's the thing. So it has nothing to do with him. Who is this Mr. Paavo? He has the drip though.
Mr. Paavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
This is highly suspicious.
Miss Xikui, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Paavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries.
Let me guess, that sword is gonna be possessed by some evil spirit, right?
General Huaiyan plans to personally thank them at the Palace Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Paavo and I were actually on our way there. Since you two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the Palace of Astrum?
Sure, why not? Oh, they don't even give me the option, I see.
Nice to meet you both. The journey to the Xianzhou Lafu wasn't an easy one, but the scenery here is worth it. It's completely different from my homeland. Once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are finished, I'll find a quiet spot on this street and plant a seedling. And then my mission will be complete. The Sword of Heroes will finally be returned to its rightful owners. I couldn't be happier.
You're not sus at all. Let's talk about Kalevala.
Oh, you're interested in my home planet? That's great. Your Excellency is welcome to visit us at any time.
Your Excellency? Who says that? Your Excellency.
Even though the trade route just opened, it still might take around 200 system hours to get there from Pier Point. But our planet is really great.
Why is that so ingrained in my memory? Who says Your Excellency? In these games, I mean in MiHoYo's games. Oh god, this is gonna bother me all day.
Yeah, sure, it's a bit cold.
Hopefully I can remember by the end of the stream.
Houses aren't as fancy as those on Pier
Until
Point.
the end of the stream, I should say.
We've discovered massive supernium deposits, and we're on the path to prosperity.
Let's talk about the sword.
Oh, you mean the Mieka Kivesa? It's an incredible sword. That weapon helped the legendary heroes of my homeland slay demons, and is highly revered. It also has the power to choose monarchs. All the ancient kings of Kalevala received a sign from the sword, showing they were worthy to rule the land. According to tradition, each monarch would plunge the sword into a stone, and only a hero recognized by the sword could pull it out and ascend to the throne next.
So they are going with the Arthurian experience, I see. Is it sort of biometric technology?
Well, those are just legends from the past. No one today has witnessed it firsthand.
Why don't you keep the sword for yourselves?
Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a joke. Besides, it wasn't a native of Kalevala who last pulled out the sword and recognized its connection to the Xianzhou ship. It was a visitor from afar.
Interesting. So they are giving back the sword because they are gonna be under the Xianzhou protection, I see. Xianzhou Alliance protection.
While the sword holds great historical significance for Kalevala, it doesn't truly belong to our world.
You could say that.
The old-timers on council had a heated debate about whether to return the sword. They eventually unanimously agreed to let the Mieka Kivesa return to where it truly belongs.
There is a plan, an occult plan here somewhere.
That's the best possible outcome.
Yeah, I'm sure the full council was agreeing with your plan, right? Okay, I'm going to witness its return too.
Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
Okay, let's talk with Yunli. Hi, Yunli.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together.
I'm not in... I love to take a look at that sword too.
I know, right? Thanks to March 7th skipping class, we get to join in on the fun.
Lucky us, I should say.
Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Probably something that you cannot properly handle, right? He knows how enthusiastic you can get about swords. Where do I have to go? So he didn't invite you. Let's go here. Well, actually I should teleport it a little closer, but still, doesn't really matter.
Silent mode activated.
Wait, where is the other teleportation point? Is it inside? I'm actually curious, let me see. If only I can select it. Ah, this is okay. Could you do that before? Actually, don't know. I haven't been. Wait, where do I have to go? To the palace. Am I dumb? Wasn't this the location? Huh? Oh, I need to speak with her.
You are? Come on.
I'm legally blind. I'm sorry. Let's go. So that was a pointless conversation, I see. Wait, what is Argenti doing here?
My fair lady, your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris.
Hey, at least he's voice acted again, right? Maybe this was voice acted. This was recorded before Penacony. When does this take place in the timeline? Huh? Why is he here? Probably this take place before the Penacony? No, it shouldn't, right? Because we have guests from Penacony. Okay, let's stop yapping and continue the quest.
Well, if it isn't my dear friend, glad to meet you again.
Who is this weirdo?
Weirdo indeed. But he's actually a good friend of the Astral crew.
Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Xianzhou.
How the hell is he involved in all the delegations and all, meeting all these new people? Well, I guess he travels from system to system, right?
May I have the honor of knowing your name?
My name is Yunli.
What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless goddess Adrilla.
Nope.
Oh, you're here, Yunli.
You only notice it now?
I expect you to be so well informed. Well, now that you're here, don't forget your manners.
Manners. Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
I don't know about that one.
Well, just remember this is a very serious ceremony. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Paavo. Now, let the sword gifting ceremony begin.
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting it here safely so that we may complete this ceremony.
Applause around the applause for Argenti.
Delegation, I, Paavo Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kivesa to the Xianzhou Alliance. It's right.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Lahu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland.
Okay, if this is the Xianzhou Lafu, where is Guyun? Why isn't he here? This should be important, right? Oh, that's the sword that the old man put as a prize for the tournament, right?
Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Guyun. It was forged by Hangguang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Pyro-Jaya forge.
That's Blade, right? Oh, by the way, who won the tournament? I actually forgot. I have a memory fish. I have the fish of the memory of a fish, I should say. Who won, or was it interrupted? I actually don't remember.
Wait. Hangguang?
Bladey?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory.
It has a lot of Blade's motifs, right?
decided to
colors,
entrust this sword, Guyun, to the lawful
those type of
Argenti
flowers on
Commission for
his
restoration.
jacket.
Furthermore,
Interesting.
it will serve as the prize for the champion of the lawful wardens. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Thank you, General. It is an honor
Why
for
is he
Kalevala.
looking at it like that?
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where
No! This sword was forged by Hongguang.
Yunli. These esteemed guests have brought back your father's last work. Where are your manners?
Wait, your father's? Huh? So that person is not Blade. This is your father's last work.
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now. I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all.
Calm down, you. Wait. A cursed sword?
Don't be rude, Yunli. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
Never.
I'm sorry.
Oh, actually, she apologized. I actually wasn't expecting that.
I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
I thought she would just take the sword and run away.
Yunli, please, go for now.
Damn, he's angry. Also, she's angry. Argenti is being pretty sus.
This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention. Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me?
Sure thing. I'll make sure she doesn't get into any trouble. General, it is really my place to get involved in your family matters.
Don't worry about it. I need your help on this.
Yeah, don't put the burden on me, old man. Okay, so
I
let's talk
apologize
with
for the
Yunli.
Unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
At the fervent plea of you fast for me.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
Okay, so let me check something. Let me check the chronology. What is it? Data bank, maybe? No. Missions. Mission Atlas Fate, let me see. So this takes place... Oh, so this takes place before Penacony in the timeline. I see. Man, the timeline is pretty fucked up, no? But that doesn't make sense because they make reference to Penacony and their present situation. I don't know. Doesn't really matter for now. Let's go and talk. Where is she? Am I blind? No. How the hell can I not see a girl with a bright dress? Where is she? I'm actually dumb. Let me see. Okay. Oh, here she is. What the hell did I miss there? What's wrong, Yunli?
Did Grandpa send you to look for me?
You know the answer. Let's be honest here.
I bet he did.
She's angry.
Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me.
See, I knew she wasn't that good of a girl. No one can help you if you don't explain what's going on.
Grandpa sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me.
Actually, maybe he does want for me to help you. He's an old man, right? He has centuries of knowledge.
You heard of cursed swords? That sword is one.
So it's a sword that has been cursed.
I guess that's what it means, literally.
Cursed by whom?
A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt, even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength.
So why are you worried? With something like that, March 7 could graduate in just one day.
I'm not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story.
Ooh, are we gonna get a cutscene?
Well, a cursed sword
No.
grants instant abilities to its wielder. It comes at a cost. It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but
So
an
perfect.
empty husk.
A perfect blade for blade. Okay, I apologize.
Soon enough,
Soon enough, I will no longer be a
person
person wielding
wielding
a sword.
but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts.
This sounds oddly familiar.
I wonder if you've ever heard of a creature called a heliobus. It loves to feed on human emotions and memories, and excels at manipulating its hosts. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And
Interesting. So, Guyun is one of those cursed swords. So your father sealed a heliobus inside that sword.
I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble. By the way,
Okay, what kind of
supposed to be
logic is
taking
that?
the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas?
Well, I guess teenager logic, right? Maybe there are other ways out of the Palace of Astrum.
Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
I mean, he probably thinks you're gonna win the tournament, right?
I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years. I have to go now.
Sure, go,
Sneak
my
into the
child.
Artisanship Commission and steal
Where
that sword?
do I have to go? Let's go here.
The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Is she causing trouble for these
Just a
people?
while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
I know her.
Oh, I see. That explains it then.
Explains what? It explains nothing at all.
She said something like, I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff? I got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Great decision by yours truly.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Don't worry, it's just a sword. Let's cut the chase. Where did she go?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Oh, so I have to fight those cringe enemies.
Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
I do wonder, are they going to be a new type of enemy or just the same old ones? Let me see, can I teleport? Yes, let's go here. Where are you, Yunli? Where are you? Actually. Oh, she's surrounded. I actually feel bad for the automatons.
Look, if
Oh,
I
are
get into
we gonna
trouble,
test her?
it's my problem.
It is really time to talk about that.
Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk. Lend me your strength. To guard
Why are you forwarding Topaz?
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Actually, my Topaz is pretty well built. And my Clara needs a few rounds to run up, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, 70,000, not bad, not bad. Ooh, 60,000. Let's go. Now we shall compare with her with Yunli.
Thank you for helping me out. This place is heavily guarded.
So keep that in mind. 70,000, right? That
There's
was the
nothing
max
but
attack.
arumatons.
The max counter attack, I
Where
should
is the
say.
arsenal? Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything. You're not really here to help me.
No, I'm
You're
here to
stop
help,
me,
I swear.
right?
You know, this cursed word isn't just your problem.
It's not. Grandpa made a promise to the delegation, and going back on his word would tarnish his reputation and make things difficult for the Luofu. But leaving that cursed sword here will also make things difficult for the Luofu. So all things considered, the best outcome is for me to melt that sword down and take all the blame. You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right?
No, actually, your logic makes sense in a way. In a weird, obsessive way, I should say.
Hey, I'm not always like this. It's all because of that cursed sword.
Why don't you just tell me everything? Hey, Lord Time, let's go.
Look, I owe
God damn it.
an explanation, but this isn't the best place to talk. We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear, though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break. I already told you about Guyun, the sword that was returned during the ceremony. It's a cursed sword with a heliobus inside. And Hongguang, the swordsmith who forged it, is my father. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him. But as long as my mission to hunt down cursed swords continues, it's impossible to avoid the topic forever. For some reason, I feel like I can open up to you.
Yeah, for some reason, every character feels the same towards the Trailblazer. I wonder if it's just plot armor.
Honestly, I don't know much about him.
Small Yunli.
All I know is that the Pyrogyre Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all over coming to get one of his swords. They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yanqing.
Yanqing, who's that?
I didn't
Is
catch
that
all
Blade?
the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. The swords crafted by the Pyrogyre Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace.
For a moment I thought they gave Marsh the same type of swords, but that wouldn't make sense, right?
However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it. The palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires.
Oh no.
And some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged.
Maybe this was the time for him to use some of his swords, right? If they are so overpowered and cursed.
It was so sudden and unexpected. Everything went silent for a moment. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape.
Where was your grandfather during all this conflict?
I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the Pyrogyre Forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli." And my tears wouldn't stop. And I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood. If
Sad.
General Huaiyan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now.
Okay, so he saved you but arrived too late. I see.
After that, General Huaiyan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter.
Oh,
To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship.
so you're not his biological granddaughter. That's why I was mixing the family lineage so much. Because Blade is related to the old man, to the general. I see.
Hangguang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs.
That's an oddly specific number. How do you know how many blades did he forge?
When I joined the Pyrogyre Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them, and Guyun will be my 313th.
You still have a lot to go.
Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants.
I guess this is a good way to honor your father, right?
I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword.
Yeah, we already know the end of that. You're not gonna get it because it's the prize for the tournament. Even though I do not remember what happened, or if even the tournament happened, I actually do remember it happened, but I don't know if it reached the finals. I do know the prize was still intact.
Those travelers who came seeking Hongguang's swords all came in the name of justice and honor. Most of those so-called great heroes were heartless killers. They are only called heroes because they won.
I see the classic. The winner writes history.
Many of the cursed swords I've destroyed had honorable and grand names too. A legendary sword and a butcher's knife are often just different ways of describing the same thing.
I do like that she's determined to complete her mission, right?
Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit. Well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And I won't take any action against Guyun until he gives me his reasons.
Don't forget to apologize to General Huaiyan.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done that in a public place.
Embarrassing the General. How shameful, Yunli.
Anyway, thank you. We'll get...
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huaiyan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
Damn! Still is a snitch. Actually... Ooh, wait. How the hell did I miss this? There's no way I missed this. No. This has to be a joke. Ah, there's no counter. I see. That's probably why. Thank God for... Wait, what is this? Is this a hidden quest? Did I warn you last time to not mess around with official documents? Oh, so I tried to open it, I see. But that's where the chest is. That's also where your path to prison is. Just because you say something justifiable to you doesn't change the fact that you're about to become a criminal. Hey, I'm a hero, buddy. So you're one of the nameless then. I know exactly what people like you are up to. Wherever you go, you just can't refrain from wandering about, kicking down doors to snoop around regardless of whether the host has invited you to or not. Listen, I save you from a big crisis, okay? If it weren't for me, you'll already be dead. So, shut the fuck up and let me get my chest, okay? If you ask me what the most terrifying threat in the entire universe is, it's gonna be your insatiable curiosity. This guy is not an ally from the Hunt Alliance, right? This guy is a medic of Santos. He doesn't pass the sniff test, I'm telling you that. Hey, go easy on me. I was bristling with the excitement of adventure, just like you, opening up any chest with reckon abandon. I was just an adventurer like you. Before I took an arrow in the knee. Is this a reference to that? Until one day I threw some twigs sprouting from the sacred... Oh, I cannot pronounce that. Forest. The laws of the forest dictate... Ooh, so that's a forest. Huh. The laws of the forest dictate that any broken twig must be repaid in kind, with 2 broken ribs. Okay. Sure, I feel you. I feel your pain. I'm hearing you, what you have to say. But let me continue my quest. Okay. I do wonder if I try hard enough, and as many times as I can, I'm pretty sure at some point he's gonna give up, right? But that is for other day, not now. Let's continue my quest.
My granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she, young
Of
lady?
course not. You know her. She's an angel.
Sorry for all this trouble. Yunli told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story. Huang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Pyrogyre Forge since Yanqing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans. He believed it would make warriors invincible without any training. According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Zhu-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts.
So he thought of using Heliobi to absorb emotions.
By infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, weapons are different from regular tools. They are meant to kill, plain and simple. After countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the Heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by the malice, turning them into puppets possessed by the swords.
Interesting.
No matter how noble Hongwan's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed swords eventually.
Okay, if you knew this, why didn't you stop him?
Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to slaying demons. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Pyrogyre Forge. Yunli managed to survive, but she couldn't escape the horrors of that day.
That's why you didn't want her to see that sword.
Yes. I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father's shadow. She doesn't deserve to carry the weight of his mistakes. Despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, fulfilling that vow requires immense effort. Traversing the starry seas in search of the swords is like finding a needle in a haystack. And to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. She has taken back over 300 cursed swords, and has suffered the same number of fatal wounds.
Oh, she's also an immortal being, right?
I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, not to send her on a sword-hunting journey. Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, what will she do with her life after?
Probably take your place as a general, right? At that point, she's gonna become pretty strong, taking heroes upon heroes from other worlds. Yunli plans to talk to you tomorrow.
I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes.
Listen, she doesn't resent him. She's just, just a teenager.
I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time.
Maybe this one is not cursed.
I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved.
No, I trust you, old man. Inform Master Gongshu. Oh, it's this freak. Don't you worry, General Huaiyan has already confirmed his instructions. Right, I heard from my apprentice that a young lady with a sword barged into the artisanship commission. That's General Huaiyan's granddaughter, right? Is she here to chat or kidnap me? She's calmed down now. She already promised me that she wouldn't take Guyun until... Okay, I cannot read if they keep moving the text. The Knight of Beauty just escorted the sword to the Artisanship Commission. It is currently in the armory without a chance to compromise or mishaps. You just relax. When I have time, I want to hear that girl tell me why she... tried to steal the blade. Because it's her. It's hers, right?
Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her for quite some time. You must be exhausted, aren't you?
A pretty lady like her nerve gets tiring.
I'll be counting on you then.
Oh, how wonderful. I need to play
go back and find that class-skipping March 7th.
the babysitter for him. Instead of him, I should say.
My home planet made its fortune.
What a lovely vacation does he have. After finishing all, you return to the Express and came face to face with March skipping classes. Sipping milk tea and gossiping, time slipped away unnoticed. The next day arrived. So the sword is gone, right? What's the matter? Oh, this is another guy. I told them to be careful. So they suspect Yunli, but it probably wasn't her. It probably was Argenti. That is not Argenti, it's a Heliobi. If I have to guess. Let's see. Did I cooked or am I cooked? We'll find out by the end of the mission, I suppose.
All right, everyone is here. It's time for questioning.
Yunli, I'm sure you understand why the official called you here, right?
Oh, I hope we don't have to do those cringe Ace Detective scenes.
Yeah?
I do like Ace Detective, but I do not like how they do it in this game.
The sword.
I can vouch for her.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, Official Daha.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli is firm in her words, we can't just rely on her testimony.
After everything, the sword still got stolen.
See, either she's a good actress, or she's not a thief. Just keep quiet.
In this case of Guyun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yunli is the main suspect. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed Arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. Am I right?
Why did for a moment the background music went apeshit, right? What the hell is this mixing? Was that just on my end?
That's true.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Guyun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide.
It happens to time from time to time in these MiHoYo games. I'm gonna assume it's a bug. Okay, let's see. Ah, it's like a locked room murder mystery.
Hey,
I do like a mystery. That's true.
The box containing Guyun was opened and the sword went missing. But none of the other swords in the room were touched. Which means...
The suspect knew about the box and the sword. I'm telling you, it's either Argenti or the purple suit guy.
Well, I do know about the box and the cursed sword.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Guyun.
Probably Argenti took it only to protect it, right? If that is truly Argenti, which I don't know what to tell you, because I don't know if it makes sense during this timeline, right? We'll see.
So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword.
Could it be that someone from delegation stole the sword? That's my theory. Ooh, this is also my theory. Could it be that Argenti stole the sword? Could it be that a craftsman stole the sword? Could it be a Heliobai stole the sword? Could it be that I stole the sword? How about... no. How about we go with Argenti? My money's on Argenti.
Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty. He was with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission.
But he was looking pretty sus.
You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. In other words, he's the one who made it possible for the sword to come home.
How did he knew the origins of the sword?
So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Law Fu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself.
But maybe it's not him. But that doesn't really make sense. So, okay, I was on copium. It wasn't Argenti. But, let's see the twist. Could it be that someone from the delegation stole the sword?
In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place?
Maybe it needs to be recharged with Heliobais? Question mark? I don't know. That would make sense, right? Maybe? I don't know.
That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal.
Okay, let's go with this.
So, did you steal it?
Of course not.
Then stop joking around.
I can prove that she came to me after leaving the Artisanship.
Damn, he got my back.
So she couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yunli.
Now that is a logic conclusion, but hearing all those explanations, right, for each dialogue option, I have to go with Argenti. My money's still on Argenti, okay?
Fair enough.
So,
I didn't steal the sword.
Man, she's angry.
well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
No, this isn't the only remaining possibility.
If you want to prove me wrong, better come up with some solid evidence.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name.
Okay, who are eyewitnesses? Okay, let's talk with the robot. The robot must know something. Okay, the robot doesn't know anything. My bad. Let's talk with Paavo.
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huaiyan's granddaughter? Regardless, we've accomplished our mission. And now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting.
You seem pretty sus. You have the drip to stand up from an NPC, and also you're dripped enough to be a bad guy. The suit, the colors. So they put some thought into you. You're pretty sus.
That's enough, young lady. Let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered.
See? Already showing his true colors. I told you.
The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs. The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero's spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeating their enemies. What is, Helio? What?
Yeah, don't act dumb with me.
The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.
He's denying. Items. So it is going to be a scene like the Ace Detective ones. Cringe.
I don't want to make things difficult for official Dahao. Let's do this his way and prove my innocence.
Don't worry, Yunli. The best is on the case.
If I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away.
That would be too convenient.
Well, don't blame me if I find it first and melt it down.
You're very simple-minded, you know that.
There's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, leave the case behind?
Is it really that strange?
I mean, carrying around the sword like that would be pretty conspicuous. Wouldn't it?
So, Yunli's testimony. Let's talk with this guy. And who is the fifth one? This one. Can I talk with these guys? Nope. They are just background people, I see.
Yes, I received your message yesterday and went to the arsenal to check on it.
Why are you lying?
But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else, so asking more questions won't help, I'm afraid. However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure.
Okay, how does that work? If something is stolen from your storage, it's your fault.
Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious arumatons were smashed.
Interesting. What's this? A container used. Sword case exterior. Okay, so the patterns are not blaze patterns, are the sheep patterns. I see. But it makes sense, blade is from that sheep, right?
So, the thief took the sword from the case without picking the lock?
Extract the red coloring from the interior of the sword case. Petals, I knew it, my money was... I was betting the correct horse. It was Argenti.
Why is this flower petal inside the case?
Okay, the petals. I see. So who else? Who else? Do I speak with Dahao or Huaiyan? Let's go with the old man.
Yunli says she didn't steal the sword, and I am willing to believe her. But I know well that Yunli can be impulsive. So if she did steal the sword on a whim, won't show her any favors. You were with Yunli yesterday, young lady, so you have the best chance to prove her innocence. Is there anything you need to ask me?
Did she come to you afterwards? How was the sword delivered? Let's go with this.
She was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now.
How was the sword delivered?
After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored. I'm counting on you then.
Okay, 5 testimonies.
If you
Let's
found any clues, feel free to tell
piece together the truth. I'm 100% sure Yunli didn't steal the sword.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if I can convince Mr. Da how.
100% sure. Fine. Let me go through my reasoning again, and you can interrupt if anything feels off. Throughout
It's
the entire
detective
incident,
time.
There was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks.
I do hate this type of... Well, I should say this one in particular. Not because of the puzzle itself, but because I always press something and it always resets to the beginning. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
But this time I'm paying attention, so maybe I can do it correctly from the first time.
We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
Can I prove this?
Throughout the entire incident,
See?
there was only Miss Yunli
Present
caused a ruckus
evidence.
at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped her in her tracks.
Yunli.
On second thought, maybe let me think about it.
Take your time. My reasoning, Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun, but you stopped.
Yes.
After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone. We
False.
haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
Can I?
Throughout the
See,
entire
always
incident,
resets again.
Your statement isn't quite accurate. Argenti, the delegation members, and even me, we were all at the Artisanship Commission at some point.
Oh shit, I didn't notice. She speaks.
True.
Nice.
But they all left after delivering the sword. And the craftsman overseeing the handover confirmed that they couldn't have left with the sword. We looked into it as well. Before Guyun was handed over, the side crane at the entrance of the Artisanship Commission captured you leaving. But there's no record of Miss Yunli leaving.
Why would I dare leave through the main entrance after smashing the Arumatons?
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission.
Okay, who do I present? Master, because I texted him, right? Let's see.
On second thought,
Take your time.
Okay, that was
My
shit.
reasoning, throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission.
Huaiyan intact
Miss
lock.
Yunli.
on second thought,
Okay,
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli.
on
Yunli's?
second thought,
Take
This is
your time.
bullshit.
My reasoning is, throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission.
Huaiyan testimony wouldn't make sense. Why would he? Why would this testimony make sense?
on second thought,
Yeah, I knew it.
Take your time. Throughout the entire incident,
How about you just present me with the correct option, right? Because I'm
that was Miss Yunli.
I'm using them all. Okay, the rose petal.
on second thought,
Okay, this is bullshit. How did
My reasoning, throughout the entire
Pavlov's evidence make any sense for what he's asking? It just doesn't make sense. We were talking about the cursed sword.
on second thought,
Take your time.
I hate it.
Throughout the
I hate
entire
it so
incident,
much.
There was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to...
What Dahao said seemed... Exactly. So at least Yunli didn't steal the sword at that time, because we were at the Orumatan warehouse.
If your testimony is reliable. I'm not implying anything. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to take away Guyun. But you stopped her in her tracks.
On second thought...
Okay.
Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission trying to... After bidding... We haven't...
Looks like you're missing some crucial evidence.
Oh, so I still need to converse with him a little until I can prove my... until I can present the evidence. Maybe this is what I'm missing?
There are no signs of the arsenal being broken into, so... The only real evidence is the sword case.
No. The fact that there are no signs of a break-in is suspicious in itself. Which piece of evidence should I use to convince Dahao?
We haven't found any other suspects or...
Okay. Intact lock.
I carefully examined the lock of the sword case, and there were no signs of tampering or damage.
You go, Sele. Stele, not Sele.
What does that mean?
As to why the case was never locked in the first place, only the people who delivered it to the Artisanship Commission would know. Plus, I found something else inside the case. Which piece of evidence should I use to further convince Dahao?
Okay, this one is pretty clear. If this is not it, I swear to God.
I found this in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
Let's go.
A rose petal? Huh. I must have missed it during the search.
How did you miss it?
Why was there a petal inside the case?
Maybe you stole the sword. Has anyone thought about that?
I don't know. But I do know that wherever that Knight of Beauty goes, he always leaves behind a trail of rose petals that's almost impossible to clean up.
Debate successful. Let's go. I thought you... I told you my money was on Argenti. See? Nothing can pass the sniff test.
The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered the sword could have done that. And the rose petal was probably left behind by that Knight of Beauty.
Now I do wonder what is his motive.
But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission? Why did he steal it after returning it here? And why would he leave that petal in the case?
How am I supposed to know? True.
Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Knight of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
You've never seen a flying sword before?
Quick, someone, call Yanqing.
I've only heard about the Mieka Kifesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly, why would the Knight of Beauty do this?
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
Okay, that makes kind of sense, but are they really not going to involve Yanqing in this quest? Are you for real?
Official Dahao, where can we find that knight?
Let me see. The docking location of Argenti's ship, the one and only.
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before that sword completely takes over his mind.
Sure, let's go. Finally some action. Ooh. Can I teleport here? No. Let's go here.
Time for a break. Silent mode activated.
You can't change it.
Oh, there he is, our main suspect. Let's see what you have to say.
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
I see, he's acting as the avatar of the sword. Are we going to fight Argenti?
You're the one who stole Guyun, right? Hand it over. You have no idea how dangerous that cursed sword is.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, real danger is always the hand wielding the weapon.
Yeah, now that I think about it, actually the same thing happened to Yanqing, right?
Yes, I did. As a driller's knight, I've sworn to live in poverty, and I abhor theft. I had to leave behind a rose petal in order to keep my promise to Master Guyun and uphold my knightly oath.
Oh, so he's not possessed and he's fully sane. Well, sane it's a bit too much, but at least he's at his full capacity. Let's go with that.
What do you mean?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsman, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity, in the hope of an open and honest conversation with you.
Why do you need a sword, Argenti? You have a spear.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me.
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me. So I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a knight of beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Oh no. He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword.
How can we snap him out of it?
The solution is right in your hand.
The bat. Use your bat.
Captivated? No, I am touched by Master Guyun's flawless beauty. To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
They changed Argenti's VA, right? Is this the old one or the new one? I actually cannot tell. I don't remember how he sounds. How he sounded, I should say.
That cursed sword has messed with your
Probably this is the
abilities.
new one, right?
But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion. And the sword itself.
But when they change the VA, what does that mean? Do they re-record everything from the very beginning so they can substitute all the lines, or only the new ones? Probably they do it from the very beginning, right? Because it would be weird for new players to hear his voice in a quest in one way and in the second quest a total different voice. That makes sense to me.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to knightly etiquette. As a representative of this duel, I, Argenti, challenge you.
Ooh, you challenge me. Listen,
I
buddy.
swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of a driller the beauty, that I will represent Master Guyun in this duel. If I win, you will allow Master Guyun to leave the Xianzhou with me. And if you best me, Miss Yunli, I'll accept my defeat and turn Master Guyun over to you.
Listen, Yunli counters you, okay? Clara counters you. And Yuli's a better Clara.
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to hunt down all cursed swords. Show me what you've got.
Yay. Now it's time for a little bit of a fight. Wait, why don't I have Yunli? What is this?
A knight should rely on the skills of his own day and night.
2 destruction physical characters is too much for you to handle, I'm sorry. Easy, Nambi. Let's see, do I attack? Let's go for the shield.
You're fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
Okay, she's ramping up.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength.
To be fair, I had to give her Lycon to Firefly, so now she's stuck with the Battle Pass one. And it's also only at S1 if I'm not mistaken. Or R1, I don't remember. What is the correct terminology in this game? But in a few months, she's gonna be pretty good again, because she's gonna get what? 50% free attack percentage damage from the Lycon, which is not bad. Without any kind of condition. And she also heals a little, so that is that. Okay, now let's go with Topaz.
The market is unpriced. Investing in victory means playing the long game.
Ooh, that's good damage, 70,000. Not bad, not bad. Who do I attack? You. Oh, this is a super easy fight. I don't know why am I thinking about attacking his shield. It doesn't really matter. I'm used to his version from the endgame modes. Right, and during that you have to play a little more carefully. Like, he doesn't even do damage to me. He died in what? With 3 Clara's auto attacks?
I've lost. According to the rules of a knight's duel, I should keep my promise and hand over the sword to you. But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyun's past experiences.
This sword has been cursed since the day it was forged. Place it in front of me, and let me destroy it.
Do what she says, Knight.
But
You've done so much for me already. It's time for me to face her alone.
Argenti draws forth an ancient sword.
I just want to share my past with you. To explain why I wanted to escape. After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands. Are you afraid to witness my past, little girl?
Afraid? Well, you do have a different aura from other cursed swords. But you're just trying to use my curiosity to lure me in.
Well, you know best that a single touch won't snatch away anyone's sanity.
Just be careful, Yunli.
Fine. Show me your past.
Cutscene time? Oh no. We're just gonna fight it, right?
It's already impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
Why are we in Belobog? Why are there Borisins in Belobog?
Cold here. I didn't feel it when I was in the thick of battle, but now it's freezing me to the bone. You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou Juming. If you hadn't taken control of my body, I probably would have been decapitated in that fight.
Quiet and stay alert. Borisin wolf troopers never give up the hunt.
Actually, this is not Belobog. Probably the other ships have different ecosystem, right? So probably this is the Zhao Min ship. Probably.
Hey, just relax a bit. It's been over 300 days since we were both stranded on this planet. The transmitter never rings, so I guess we can't count on that anymore.
Actually, that was disproved very fast, so that was a lie.
The people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts. Obviously, there's no way they can help us fix the star skiff. Looks like we're stranded on this forsaken planet for the rest of our lives.
The rest of the Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. Are you feeling any desperation? All by yourself in this hostile world?
Yeah, a bit. Perhaps.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just leave everything to me. No need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah, sure. If I really can't handle things anymore, I'll leave my body to you. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose an entire Borisan army with your limited skills? What are you holding out for?
It's true that I'm stranded here. But it seems like that Borisan pack is in the same boat. By the way, Guyun, do you know what a seed is? A seed may seem insignificant, but with careful cultivation and time, it can grow into a huge, unwavering tree. You said that the rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. You're right. That's why I intend to plant a seed named Resistance here, and nurture it for the rest of my life. I want to show the people of this land how to defend themselves against those monsters. I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me control, and we can revel in the bloodbath together?
What was the memory I just saw?
It was a memory of me and a Cloud Knight, stranded on an unfamiliar planet. We crash-landed on a planet occupied by Borisan. Just the two of us.
I can feel that it was a lonely war.
Okay, let's advance a little bit faster. No, this is Belobog. 100% this is Belobog.
All the young people in the village.
They died. They died for you. They died because of your big promises. Promising them a life free from the Borisan.
Wait, are those elite enemies from Belobog just corrupted by the firmament, was it? I don't remember. Borisins?
I tasted their despair before death. They didn't see it coming. And neither will you.
We can't stay here. Let's move on to the next village.
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you haven't won a single battle. What you're sowing is not resistance, but despair.
Is persistent for sure.
This world is hopeless. It's completely infested with packs of Borisan. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in, they just kneel down and worship the monsters devouring their children and families, calling them their Beastmasters. You beheaded one of the Beastmasters for their sake, but they turned on you because they were scared of the Borisan taking revenge. You remember all that, right?
Okay, this would have been nice with a cutscene, okay? At least something drawn, not just a conversation.
I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper burial, I would have disappeared completely. I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave, fixed my fur coat, and some even joined my resistance. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long. And there will be new youngsters who will stand beside me in battle. on our side.
Now that was a lie, wasn't it?
You said it was a lonely war. No. It wasn't a war filled with loneliness, but with despair. So much despair that I don't want to ever taste it again.
Yo, what? Yo, I just noticed. In the present, the blade was kinda cracked, right? Broken, and in this memory, it's fully restored. I do wonder if that's an oversight on Mihoyo's part, or does that mean anything? Probably just an oversight, right?
I'm leaving.
Where are you going, Your Highness?
Your Highness? What?
I'm returning to my homeland. A distant place beyond the sky.
But what should we do with you gone? What if those wolf demons show up again?
They won't, my child. You've wiped out the last of them. But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Even though the wolf demons are gone, new monsters will appear in this world. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches and knowing only bloodshed. However, fear not, my children. I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. Use the skills I've taught you over the years, and you'll surely defeat that last demon.
And become Elden Lord.
But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large and sturdy enough to seal the remains of that demon forever. This is a debt you owe me, and you must fulfill it. Do you understand?
Is this some future plotting that's going to happen in Belobog?
You lied to them. And you lied to me too.
Oh,
They are definitely planting some seeds here, but we'll see.
You promised that you'd give
Or
your
maybe
body
I'm
to
just
me.
making this all up and they're just reusing assets, right? Probably that's the correct takeaway here, but who knows?
well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end, my old friend. How about one last chance for revenge? Come and bid me farewell for the final time.
He had long since come to some understanding. I could sense a mix of intricate emotions flowing out.
So it wasn't an oversight. During this memory, it's cracked.
They've learned how to fight.
I guess it makes sense, right? After countless and countless
There's
battles.
still one last monster lingering in the world. He left me there without ever looking back.
Okay, let's go. Interesting.
Thank you, my old friend. Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste? My old friend.
Probably not that great because you're affected with the abundance curse, right?
A hint of bitter compassion and a touch of scalding courage. Your heart's deepest desire is to end war once and for all. Now, the war is finally over. Can you hear? Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend, I'll do everything I can to bring an end to all conflicts in this world.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's Sword of Heroes? You helped the people of that world bring an end to war?
Okay, so this had nothing to do with Belowog. They were just reusing assets. God damn it. So this whole story quest is inconsequential. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I see how you play me, Hoyo.
No, I did not. I am a weapon, and I only became the cause of more conflicts. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature, and they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. I didn't want to kill for anyone anymore.
How noble of a sword.
So I returned to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since then, no one was able to remove me from it.
So he wasn't even eroded by countless battles, he was just eroded by time.
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home.
Ooh, the Erdtree. The Erdtree. This has to be inspired by Elden Ring, right?
During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled swordmaster and once again become a tool for killing. My master had engraved his deepest desire into my blade. End war. As a weapon, my purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword that would relentlessly hack and kill. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did? So, I asked the Knight of Beauty to help me break free from this never-ending cycle of bloodshed.
These thousands of years have naturally turned into memories of mine. I think I understand the beauty the knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death.
Then you're useless for
My
me.
war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
Well, I guess you got what you desired in the end, right? He's gonna become a ceremonial sword.
I told you everything about my experience with Master Guyun on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yunli is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
She is. I'm motivated.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yunli, I trust Guyun's experiences have changed your mind.
Plot twist. It has not. We actually know what is going to happen, right?
That's why Grandpa hid it from me. So I wouldn't make a hasty decision. I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war, and even change the nature of the cursed sword. My position was too extreme. Guyun is truly a sword of heroes. I apologize to all of you for my behavior. I'm sorry.
See? She can learn new stuff. She's still young.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
Yes.
I'm still going to melt down this sword.
Oh shit, I was wrong. See, well, I guess I was wrong during the last part, but previously I was right. She still wanted to melt it. Oh, Yunli.
I've heard your true desires, Guyun. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword. Constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of. Right?
Yes.
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyun. That nameless sword master shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the Swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You are no longer a sword. You were a memorial.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountains. I became a musical instrument then. I miss those times.
Okay, stop being sentimental, you're just a sword. At the end of the day...
What it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyun, and transform you into something different.
Something different?
Yeah, into a grand sword.
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevalan delegation finds out... Please, say something, General Huaiyan.
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn. Are you really sure about this, Yuli?
What do you all think?
If that's what you want, I'm on board.
Fulfilling Master Guyun's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyun into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
No one asked you, Argenti.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
Finally, you make your way to the Artisan Commission Painted Armory and...
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
So we actually never get the chance to fight with Yunli on our team? Is this real?
Why a long face, my child?
Huh?
Are you feeling regret, perhaps?
I think this is the first, right? In every other companion quest, we always end up using the main character. Well, not the main character of the quest.
You were completely determined when melting down the sword. So, why the sudden change of heart?
Grandpa, I melted down the prize for the war dance. How are you going to explain this to the lawful?
Oh? Am I hearing right? This little girl is worried about her grandpa. Didn't see that coming.
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated like this. But at least Guyun got what it wanted. I have no regrets there.
When it comes to swords, you and your father are cut from the same cloth.
Okay, maybe this was the point to make an iron joke,
So,
right?
are you
Something related to
planning
iron.
melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Yeah. Guyun is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous for anyone to handle.
Maybe you can find something useful, no? Maybe there are others like this one.
But
Maybe I'll try to be more patient next time.
See? Lesson learned.
Be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the future that will require you to be more patient.
Foreshadowing? Huh?
Understood. But what about the prize?
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan. And don't worry, this one has nothing to do with Heliobot.
Crafted by the general himself.
That's perfect.
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Aurum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a look together?
Sure, let's go. Where do I have to go? Actually, to the Aurum Alley, where it started. So we went full circle, I see. Ooh, the Erdtree.
Huaiyan. Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the heroic legends told by the Mieka Kivesa, so she dragged me here to take a look.
Why are you lying? You're the one who said to come here, right?
I come from a long line of Kalavalan monument keepers. For generations, my family has guarded the stone monument left behind by the nameless hero. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from under the monument, and its branches have never withered. We Kalevalans see it as proof of the hero's existence. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree, hoping to plant it here to represent the hero returning to his homeland.
That sounds good. We Xianzhou people don't make coffins or set up memorials, so I'm sure he would be happy to rest here where life is bustling.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something into the monument, so I made a copy of it too. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still make out some of it.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duties. Should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take a handful of soil, hence, and bring it back to the lawful. Mr. Paavo, I wonder if that hero ever left a name in your history.
Name revealed?
I apologize, but the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not leave any name for us to call him. But in our mythology, he came from the heavens, and so we call him the Cloud Knight.
Lame.
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyun.
Okay, so that was that. And with that, I have finished all my... Let me see. All my companion quests. Okay, that wasn't bad. It was okay. Just a bit... a little bit slow-paced. Right? We did not use Yunli. Neither Argenti. Well, I guess we fought against Argenti, right? But I'm gonna say, I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't use Yanqing or Blade for anything. They didn't even mention them. Which I guess is a little weird when it comes to this group of characters, right? I don't know. I thought it would be more... how should I say? Yanqing bullying going on. But still, I'm happy with that. The quest, as I said, wasn't that bad. A little bit dull, a little bit slow-paced, but it is what it is. Hopefully, the next ones are gonna be a little bit better. So that's all for me today. Hope to see you in the next stream. Bye bye.
Hi.
好，知道了。Sure thing.